Hi, this is Matt, the creator of the Reverie Harp, and this is the first video in a series of videos designed to help you get the most out of your Reverie Harp. So the very first thing we want to do is to learn how to tune our instrument. Now we do tune these a couple times at the factory, but it's likely they've gone out of tune on their journey to you. So this is a skill you want to develop and be comfortable with right from the beginning. It'll just make everything else sound better and feel better. To tune your Reverie Harp, you're going to need a few things. You're going to need your tuning chart, which should have come in a black folder like this. It will look a lot like this. And what you're going to want to do is grab a scissors and cut this tuning chart out along this line so that it ends up looking like this. You're also going to need your tuning wrench, and you're going to need an electronic tuner. If you don't have an electronic tuner, there are a number of free apps you can get on your phone that will do the job for you, and I'll put a link in the description to a couple of free tuner apps that I use and really like. Some things you don't need are anxiety. You don't need any stress about this. It's really easy to do. Anybody can learn how to do this. You don't need to know any music theory, and you don't even really need to have a musical ear. You just need to learn a couple tricks and pay attention and learn how to read your tuner, and you'll have your Reverie Harp in tune and it'll sound great. So let's get started. Once you've got your tuning chart cut out, you're going to slide it under the strings, and you're going to line up these gray lines right under the strings. So just slide it underneath and snug it right up to the tuning pins, and it should line up pretty closely. Now what I like to do when tuning is start in the middle with these two C notes right here. These are the lowest notes on the instrument, and I find it helpful to tune from low to high. So I'll start on this half and tune these strings, and then I'll start on this C and tune this half and tune these strings. So go ahead and turn your tuner on and just set it right on the strings. Put your finger on this C string right here. Put your tuning wrench on that zither pin, and this is really important. You want to make sure you're plucking and tuning the same string. This is the most common way people break a string. If I'm plucking this note, plucking this string, and tuning this zither pin right here, this tuning pin, I'm not going to hear any changes as I'm tuning. So I'll keep tuning, and then I'll tune it too tight and break the string. So this is just a warning to make sure you're plucking and tuning the same string. So we're going to look at our tuner, and it hears the note automatically. So it's telling me it's a C, and we want to try to get the line or the needle right in the middle under that arrow. Your tuner may vary, but it'll have some variation on that. You're trying to center the needle. So the needle is reading to the right, which means the note is sharp. So I want to loosen the tuning pin. If I want to lower the pitch, I loosen the tuning pin. If I want to raise the pitch, I tighten the tuning pin. So if that all just went by you, don't worry about it. You'll figure it out as you tune. So you can just learn by experimentation too. So I'm going to loosen or lower the pitch. And now I've got the needle right in the center. And I'm going to move on to the next string. I'm going to move my finger over so I'm plucking the next string, and this is also a little bit sharp. Let's say I forget and I accidentally tighten it. Well, we'll just watch the needle. Okay, so the needle just went farther away from center, so that means I went the wrong way. No big deal. I'm just going to go back it down a little bit. And that note's in tune. We move to the next one, which is a G. Make sure I'm plucking and tuning the same string. Moving on. So all these notes are a little bit sharp, which happens. It's spring here, getting more moisture in the air. The instrument's expanding a little bit, strings are sharpening. Now there I went a little too far. I started sharp and I loosened the pin and the needle went below center, so I'm going to just edge it back up. Doesn't take a lot, which you'll discover. But again, there's nothing to worry about here. You'll get it in tune eventually. And even if this seems difficult or weird at first, I just recommend tuning your harp every day before you play, and pretty soon you'll really get the hang of it. So let's listen to this half of the instrument now. So that sounds really nice to my ears. Now let's listen to the other half of this instrument. That does not sound so good, so clearly I need to tune this half too. So I'm going to start again on this C on this half. And I'm going to go kind of fast here, but also I would say you don't have to obsess over getting this needle perfectly lined up. Just get it as close as you possibly can. And now let's see how it sounds. That sounds great. Sometimes you might go through and tune and you missed a note or something, so if you just strum all the strings and listen, you probably will notice if you have a string out of tune. Did you hear that? That note does not sound right, so let's check it. It should be a D, and I'm down here at a C sharp, so I'm so flat I need to raise the pitch up a half a step. There we have it at D now. So now let's listen. That's all there is to it. Keep practicing, keep tuning, and your Reverie Harp's going to sound great. When you feel like it's in tune and you're ready to start with some playing techniques, check out my next video and we'll get you going.